In this video, we're going to discuss the action plate behavior. So I've set up a little scene here. This is like maybe a dungeon scene, and we've got some treasure way off in the distance that I'm trying to get to, but there's some traps ahead of me, and if I'm not careful, I might trigger those. So we have a panel here you can see that kind of goes across the floor, and these are pressure plates. And if I were to step on one, let me show you what happens. I step on that activates the fire trap from the vents, and of course I would have to get burned in order to pass through. If I step on it again, I can turn it back off. So what's great about this is we can now devise a puzzle to provide the player an opportunity to learn and try to navigate this puzzle, successfully. So they can try the various panels, and they can see this one turns it on as well and turns it off as well. They might try this one and say, oh, this one actually didn't activate it. Great. So that means that the next two paths also have one of these that won't activate it. So we can try again. Okay, that activated it. That turns it off. That one didn't. So that's the safe path. And they can go on and on through the path, just discovering for themselves what works and what doesn't, until finally they get to the treasure at the end. So that's just one, one way you could use this behavior. There's probably a million other ways that you could use it, but let's just take a look and see how that's all set up. All right, so we have the activation text. Now that is the text that would show up when I step on the action plate. In this case, I chose not to have any text just because I didn't feel like it was needed. You could offer maybe a clue or a warning or something like that. In my case, it didn't really apply. The activation type, in my case, I chose multi-use. That enabled me the ability to step on it, activate it, step on it again, deactivate it. You can also choose single use, in which case it would activate or deactivate, whichever you're trying to do, one time, and then that's it. It's single use only. But in my case, multi-use. Movement, that's just how far is it going to move, right? So an action plate obviously is being activated when you step on it. So that movement is always going to be down on the y-axis. Now these particular objects are set at around 4, and I wanted it to move 2 units down. So not so far that it was flush with the actual floor, but down low enough to where you saw there was movement taking place on that plate. Okay. And then lastly, the sound that you hear when the plate is activated or deactivated. That's the last parameter in this behavior. And that's it. It's very simple to use. You can see that I've got logic links set up to what it is that I wanted to activate. Notice that I didn't put any trigger zones with the hurt behavior. Would be necessary if you were really setting us up for real. I chose not to just because it wasn't necessary to demonstrate what I was trying to do. It was just extra work. But I did do, the particle effect and the light bulb so you could see the flame glow from the fire. So a little bit of realism there. And then, of course, I want the panel to move and do some of the other things like to play the sound and so on. So that's why the behavior is attached to this one, but it's not linked to anything. So that's what makes it so that it doesn't actually do anything. That's perfectly fine too. Maybe you want to trick them or fool them or, kind of do a gotcha moment. That works as well. But that's it. That's everything you need to know about the action plate behavior. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned anything new, I would appreciate you take a moment to just click that like button down below. It helps the channel out. It helps our videos get noticed by other people that may not be, may not know about GameGuru Max. So we want as many people using the software as possible. If you haven't yet already subscribed, would love to have you join us and see more videos in the future. Be sure to click the subscribe button down below. And then lastly, if you'd like a notification for whenever new videos come out, just click the bell icon and that'll notify you whenever new videos are available. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.